Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Makeup and Movie Monday. Hope you're doing very well. So today it's Monday and we're here to talk about a film while I put on some makeup. So as you could probably tell by the title, I am doing a movie that maybe some people might not have heard of, but it's more of a musical, if that makes any sense. So I'm talking about The Who's Tommy, and I absolutely love this film. It is my favourite musical of all time. I know a lot of people will be like, what do you mean? Why is it the best, your favourite of all time? Well, I grew up watching it. I love The Who. I love Ken Russell. I grew up watching this movie just being kind of like, this is crazy, this is weird, but it's so damn good. If you haven't seen it, I mean, it's a treat. If you like The Who, you will love this. If you like classic rock and you like kind of, Elton John and Eric Clapton, this is really for you as well because they're in this film. But yeah, let me, the usual shabam, putting on makeup while I talk about the film. The makeup is always going to be kind of secondary to me talking about it as per usual. If you haven't checked out any of my other Makeup and Movie Mondays, please check them out. I have a wide array of movies, but today I'm talking about a musical. So I've already primed and I'm going to get my foundation going. So yes, Tommy by The Who was released in 1975, excuse me. Yeah, so it was created by The Who and it was directed by Ken Russell. So if any of you haven't heard of Ken Russell before, some of you might have heard him around, like, I've definitely spoken about him numerous times on my channel. So for kind of a younger generation, he was on Celebrity Big Brother once. That was pretty weird, him being on there. And he's also directed one of my favourite movies ever, which is The Devils, and also Women in Love, and also Altered States, which is a lot of like science fiction and just a lot of controversial movies. And I guess you can, like, Tommy is quite controversial as well. It's a very it's got some weird topics around it. So essentially, you have like a mother who her husband has gone to war, she's pregnant, and I believe it is set during like World War II, because it's essentially all like set in England, so where all the bombs and everything are. I could be completely wrong. It's like the Blitz basically, and the husband is a pilot and his plane goes down, so he is essentially just pronounced dead. And again, like I mentioned, you have his wife who is just now become a single mother and she has a son and she names him Tommy. And yeah, so she's a single mother, and it kind of goes through a lot of his, his essentially the main focus around the movie is him as kind of a young child to him as an adult. So him as a child, him and his mother go to a kind of a camp holiday, and then it's such a weird like story, but it is really fun. Kind of a camp, and that's when she meets Oliver Reed's character, and Oliver Reed is just amazing in this movie. If you haven't seen any of his movies, you would know him from, well, the last film he ever really made was The Gladiator, by Ridley Scott, and also he's in The Devils. He's in quite a lot of Ken Russell movies, so that's another reason why I think he's amazing, just because them two together are just work so well together. And also, yep, so the mum and Frank is his name, so they become very close. They essentially start a relationship. And when Frank moves in, the dad of Tommy, so the mum's kind of estranged, like, husband who she thought was dead, is back, and he catches them in bed. And essentially, I think, yeah, it's Frank who attacks him with like a lamp. So that somehow kills him. It's very strange how it comes out in the film, because I mean, they must have, obviously more must have happened during this whole time for him to die, but Tommy actually sees it all happen and it becomes a massive shock to him, and therefore he becomes deaf, dumb, and blind because of the trauma. So the parents obviously don't really know what's wrong with him, even though I find it very strange that they don't ever really talk about what happens to the dad, because obviously he kind of dies, but there's no kind of repercussions around it. I don't know what they do. I don't think it's probably as relevant, even though it's a massive kind of hole in the film. Um, so later on, you see Tommy as an adult, and that is when he becomes Roger Daltrey, who is the singer of The Who. And he is Tommy and just him as an adult. And the whole concept is he goes through another source of trauma to become not deaf, dumb, and blind, and then he becomes this kind of godlike complex that all these people just like follow. Oh my god, I love this highlighter so much. Sorry to go off topic. But one thing I kind of love, and it's got a very kind of, for me, it's a very traumatic end. Like, it's such a sad way that the movie ends. If you haven't seen it, I mean, Tommy becomes really kind of egotistical because he believes that he is this god. And as you can see, like in this picture, is a very iconic picture where he wears the glasses, he has anything in his mouth, and he has a headphone. So, you know, you can achieve anything no matter what your disability is, which I guess is a good kind of storyline to it. But the whole concept around it, where he becomes very egotistical and he becomes like, I am invincible, essentially. But the movie itself, it's just so damn good. And like I said, it has a fantastic cast in it. I mean, these characters are all kind of secondary. So you have Tina Turner, who is amazing in it. That woman is an absolute queen. It has Elton John, who of course sings Pinball Wizard. So that song that he sings was essentially for the film, which is amazing. Although I don't know if it came out before that, although it fits well because Tommy's character plays pinball and he becomes famous because of that, and he becomes rich and famous. And Elton John is a character who is essentially is the main pinball champion, but Tommy beats him, and then he's got the Pinball Wizard song. And it's also got Eric Clapton, which is amazing. Again, he doesn't act; he's just more singing. One of my favorite songs in that film, Eyesight to the Blind, that he sings is so damn good. That whole scene is that the mum has taken Tommy to a church to see if he can get healed, and there's this massive statue of Marilyn Monroe. So she's obviously kind of a goddess that they believe that would heal the disability. And he is kind of like, I guess it's like a priest kind of character where he is singing along for everyone to kind of bow down to Marilyn, which a lot of people still do these days. And it's also got Jack Nicholson in there, which is hilarious because every time I watch it, his acting in it is so funny because it's so strange, because he is just trying it on with the mum because she is just so helpless, and she kind of has this attraction towards Jack Nicholson's character. It's so funny. It's such a weird idea, but it's so great to see like another Hollywood actor in this movie, because it didn't have the biggest of budget, I believe. I think it was obviously it was very well made because it's a Ken Russell movie, obviously, but with The Who and just a British kind of musician, and it's kind of one of the first kind of rock operas to really come out, and I just think it's so damn good. That's why I love it. I don't know what, I just really wanted to talk about it today because it's a musical that I feel that isn't as well known. Obviously, I could have spoken about Rocky Horror, which I will do one day, and talk about all the Disney movies, and talk about Phantom of the Opera, and like the musical version. But I feel talking about Tommy is just so much more different, because again, Ken Russell, his kind of direction on these movies are so good. And I've never been the biggest fan of kind of musicals. There's certain musicals that really piss me off, like what's it called, Sweeney Todd. I love Tim Burton and I love Johnny Depp, but that movie is terrible. I don't know why I really hate it. It's just really frustrating. But when it comes to the Who and like Tommy's the Who, Tommy, no, it's not. It's the Who's Tommy. I keep on getting it confused so much. It works so well. Like I think it's because I enjoy the Who's music so much. Like I grew up listening to their music. I grew up enjoying, loving classic rock, and I still do because classic rock is my favorite genre of music. Essentially, I need to get some concealer because I'm ruining my under eyes. Even though I'm actually might just. It's gonna cover it up. That's the best I can do. But yeah, the movie itself, it's very there's so much happening. Like obviously you've got Tommy as the main character, but then you've got the mum's turmoil of having a son who is essentially now a millionaire, so she can have whatever she wants. But she has a son who is not well. He can't see, he can't hear anything, he can't enjoy what he is making because he is making literally so much money. They move into like this massive mansion and they're able to live a joyous life, but he can't enjoy it because of the disability that he has. But essentially when he becomes healed, it's such a strange way of looking at things, but yeah, he kind of becomes this godlike complex because he is, like I said, oh, you can achieve anything for your disability, but I can heal you, which is so obviously quite egotistical or quite problematic, especially when it's such the world is such a religious kind of weird place. Even though I think when it comes to Ken Russell movies, he does talk a lot about religion and kind of, I don't know if he was ever opposed to religion, because when you look at a movie like The Devils, like, oh my god, that movie is just beyond what everyone would call blasphemy, which is because it's very graphic, and I have spoken about it so many times on my channel before, but it's just it's so great. I'm not talking about it today, but I would highly recommend that you watch it. But then when it comes to Tommy, it's more of a family. Is it really a family film? I mean, there's no nudity in there. There's no profanities, as people would really call it. I'm just gonna get the lips on, and then the lips. The eyes. I thought I would do something different today, but they didn't come out too badly. Very nice. But yes, the movie itself is amazing. If you have seen it, please let me know what you think about it. If you don't want to watch it, that's okay. I'm not going to force you to watch it. But it is just so interesting as a musical and essentially like a rock opera, as you would really call it. But yeah, that is the Who's Tommy. Please let me know what you think of the video. Next week I'm going to be doing Makeup and Horror Monday, because it's October in a few days, and that means it's Halloween for the whole month. So essentially for the whole of October I'm going to be talking about horror films, and I'll be trying to do some alternative like movie looks and trying to be a bit more adventurous with the autumnal kind of feel. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are interested in any of those upcoming ideas. If you want to check out any of my previous videos, again, please do. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I always film and upload every time I get a chance to. But thank you so much for watching. Check out Tommy. It's a great movie. It's fantastic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.